adding more products to your store might not solve your problems. Find out why. Welcome to eCommerce Live. We started this video podcast to help e-commerce store owners to be successful and reach financial independence, but most importantly, build momentum and have an impact without burning out on the way. We're going to cover everything from marketing to operations, everything beyond. Let's get started today by talking about why adding more products to your store might not solve your problem. Sebastian, why adding more products does not actually solve my problems as a e-commerce store owner?
Well, this is a big question, and this question: should I stick with what I have with my current inventory, or should I add new product lines to it? There is no easy answer to that, and honestly, I don't have a good answer either. So I think this is going to be an interesting discussion today, and I figured before hopping into this, why shouldn't I ask ChatGPT and see what ChatGPT has to say about it?
All right.
And well, ChatGPT has a few good ideas. Like, what should you look for? What are the signs that you might have an issue with your current lineup? And so what it says is the signs are stagnant or decreasing sales, customer feedback, low engagement, inventory challenges, and market trends.
Okay.
So let's talk about those. Stagnant or decreasing sales. It is always a good idea to watch your trends. So if you have been selling a product, well, you have made a lot of money with it, and suddenly it stops. It can mean that the demand has gone because something better is available in the market. Like, can come up with a good example now. Like the old style locks. You have these old keys with a, what do you call them? Thing at the end. And at some point, the pin locks came around. The more complex keys, and the old locks went out of style. And changes like that can happen quickly. And then your demand will drop. But if the drop is sudden, take a look at what is actually going on. There might be a lot of other issues, like maybe your hosting provider put you on a slower server or something like that. Maybe there's an actual bug in your system and that product doesn't check out anymore.
Okay, so wait. So you're saying that just because your sales are starting to stagnate does not necessarily mean you need a new product or a new extension to your line. It could be something as simple as you're saying, the checkout process. It could be something in your system. We should look more deeply into what's going on currently with our system.
Make sure you understand why the sales are going down. But if you determine the sales are going down because the product you're selling is not in demand anymore, like talk to other people out there that also sell stuff. Do they see the same decline? Then it might be time to do some research into new products. Customer feedback is a good one. If your customers are telling you that you're having an outdated lineup, well, listen.
well, this is the thing. So in order for you to get customer feedback, you have to give the opportunity. So you got to either have a feedback survey, you got to do some things, right?
You need to not only have the opportunity for them to provide feedback, you need to also display, show that you listen to feedback. If people leave comments and you don't respond, people will stop leaving comments.
Of course.
They will leave their comments somewhere else where you don't have control. So make sure you respond to comments. And that is an entirely different topic for a different day.
Absolutely.
But there are a lot of things you can do right and wrong when it comes to customer feedback. And responding to it.
I agree. That's good. Yeah, I like that a lot because I think we tend to not like to give feedback because we don't want to give negative feedback, especially as e-commerce.
Yes. And responding to negative feedback is really hard. But often people just want to feel listened to. So if you give them that feeling, the problem often goes away.
Okay, that's good.
Well, giving them money back, giving them a new product, things like that certainly help too.
Right.
But again, that's not today's topic. So keep going on the list. Low engagement. Low engagement can mean that you have a product problem, a lineup problem. Low engagement can mean other things like a messaging problem. And even if you have a trend, like if you have high engagement and that engagement goes down, might still be a messaging issue.
Okay.
Like think about you sold a widget. You had a good message to sell that widget. The message wasn't actually great, but it was good enough. And then a competitor shows up with a better message. Now your message is not good enough anymore. But the product in general is still in demand. So work on your messaging.
Okay. What you just said there was very, very intriguing to me because it kind of parries from what you said previously as far as being aware of market trends, if any, in things in your industry. But in this case, it's being aware even of your competitors' messaging and their offers in the market. So really kind of having your feelers out there as far as social listening is important in your industry, in your marketplace in general. That's very important, right?
Yes, but more important, and I think we say that every episode, know your audience.
Know your audience. That's right. Yes. KYA. That's the acronym. Right.
And then the next point that ChatGPT throws out here is inventory challenges. And I'm not sure I agree with that.
Okay.
Like if you can't figure out your inventory, work on figuring out your inventory and don't make it more complex.
It needs to be,
simplify things.
Yeah, because if you add in another product and you still have inventory issues, that doesn't fix the root issue, right? So
however, if you have supply chain issues, if you actually cannot source your product, then it might make sense to add a new product.
Okay. All right.
Just to bridge that gap.
I got you. Okay. That makes sense. That's good. Okay. Awesome. What's another one?
Well, the last one is market trends, and that goes back to listening to what's out there.
Going back again, listening. Yeah.
If your product category is not in demand anymore, then it might make sense to pivot.
That's very interesting. I remember there's a documentary I saw. I think it was called General Magic, and it was dealing with a company that was, struggling to kind of adapt to what was taking place with the broadband internet, and as far as the trends that were taking place with mobile and things like that, and they didn't want to listen, and so they basically lost market share. They lost a lot of investments, and it was just like you said, from just not simply listening or not taking it serious what was taking place around them from innovation standpoint. Like you're right now, you're using ChatGPT to serve some of the questions and answer some of the questions, and it would be imperative for e-commerce store owners, based on the last couple of episodes, to start to actually listen to what you said and to explore it. Right?
Yes, but again, be careful with ChatGPT. ChatGPT has a knowledge cutoff in 2021, so it cannot tell you about trends that are recent. So yes, use ChatGPT, use AI where it is appropriate, but be aware of its limitations.
What are your thoughts? And real quick, I know this is a little bit of a side, but what are your thoughts with ChatGPT 4 and the ability to use ChatGPT with browsing with Bing and things like that? Do you think that it offers some opportunity to get some more relevant information potentially that might be helpful, or do you think it's not there yet?
Well, now we are getting into advertising for other companies here.
Oh, yes. Okay. All right.
But in general, in my experience, and that's a personal opinion, ChatGPT, particularly version 4, the one you have to pay for, is great.
Yeah.
Everything else out there is trying to catch up and is not quite there. If you look at Google's Bard, if you look at Microsoft's Bing integration, which Bing is using ChatGPT, but they mangle it a little bit. They don't allow you to interact with ChatGPT. You ask a question, and then Microsoft's Bing is using ChatGPT to figure out how to search for a response.
Got it.
Which is trying to get around that limitation of the knowledge cutoff.
Right.
But does not always lead to great results.
Okay, I gotcha. Awesome. All right, this is great. Yeah, this is great information. I know a couple of times we've had a couple of discovery calls with a couple clients and prospective clients, and one in particular, I don't know if you remember this. This was dealing with the chair company, and they wanted to purposely focus on their product extension. And I remember you kept talking about, well, what's working now, and looking at what was going on with their products right now and getting the feedback and asking questions about from the market, their vendors. And I just remember how important it was to get those key insights, because like you said, you might end up
that's a very common oversight. Let's call it oversight. We as e-commerce store owners are so in the weeds that sometimes lose sight of the bigger picture. And the bigger picture, the most impactful thing you can do to improve your numbers is often to do more of what's working and less of what's not working.
Right.
And we always tend to, if the overall numbers aren't great, move to the next shiny object. Add a new shiny object to our lineup. Instead of looking at your lineup, looking at which products are selling well and which products are wasting space in your warehouse. No matter if you're doing drop shipping or if you are dealing with a warehouse yourself, you're paying for the warehouse. So having inventory that is not selling will cost you money. Think about, after doing the market research, if it might make sense to reduce your lineup instead of increasing it.
That sounds like another topic, Sebastian.
That sounds like another topic, But you said something a minute ago that reminded me of a great example of past years. Before e-commerce was big, or at the beginning of when e-commerce was starting to be big, there was a big company in Germany. They were both producing the yellow pages in Germany. Printing yellow pages is a license to print money. Well, was.
That's true.
At some point, people stopped looking at those heavy books, and that company missed that point. And what's interesting is they actually were talking in their C-level, in their C-suite, about the new technologies. They were aware of it, but they thought they could just ride this let's print money train a little longer. And they missed their station.
Wow. I think that's a great close to today's call. That's a big lesson right there. Wow, Sebastian. Thanks guys for showing up again. We hope you found the information for today's episode valuable. And like always, if you have comments or questions, please leave them below. If you want to see more content like this, please subscribe, hit the notification bell. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day. Sebastian, like always, do you have anything to say for the close?
Yes. Always know your audience, always listen to your audience. That one is new.
Mm-hmm.
But also, if you need help with that, feel free to reach out to us. Go to eComFiles.com and click the Let's Schedule a Call button. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for listening in. See you next time.
Bye, guys.